Salut, c'est Marie de Just French It. Welcome in this new podcast episode, and today we're going to talk about musicals. Because, music is a great way to get your French pronunciation on point, right? Movies are also amazing to get your ears accustomed to French. And you know how much I'm a fan of both, right? So here's an idea, why not combining them both? What? But isn't this going to be cheesy? I mean, musicals, right? Well, yeah, but I accept my cheesiness. I like musicals. And if you are a fan of musicals, stay tuned because I've got 5 French musicals for you. Oh, and at the end of this podcast, I'm giving you a few tips to learn much more when you watch your movies and musicals in French, because it's not simply a matter of watching French musicals, eh? So, first type of musicals that you can check if you like musicals and if you want to learn French, and it is the old master of French musical, that is Jacques Demy. If you don't know him, you might know a few of his movies. We're talking tales here. Not necessarily as old and popular as his Peau, which is a tale, of a princess, but also modern ones like Les Demoiselles de Rochefort. If you are a fan of Catherine Deneuve's beauty, you should definitely watch those two and keep your eyes open. This woman was pure beauty. So you can check out Les Demoiselles de Rochefort, Peau, and Les Parapluies de Cherbourg. I will put everything in the description box below the video so you can go and check that out for the titles. Then the second type of musicals, I'm going chronologically. Yeah, well, you got my point. I'm going, up in time. I'm going to talk about Starmania. So there's musical movies, but then there was Starmania. Starmania is the very first successful French rock opera. It's a little revolution of its own. It gave us really super known songs such as Le Monde est Stone, Le Blues du Businessman, Quand on arrive en ville. Really, really classic of French music that, I'd say about 75% of the French population know. And it also did something else. It revealed some amazing French singers like Daniel Balavoine and France Gall. Classic French pop singers that you should check out. So Starmania you should really watch if you are interested in French pop culture. And then, after Starmania we got a bit of a dry period, and then you got Notre-Dame de Paris. Notre-Dame de Paris exploded all records. It was born from the imagination of the same Québécois as Starmania. Yes, because a lot of French singers actually come from Canada. We call them French because in the end they exploded in France, not so much in Quebec. So this Québécois is named Luc Plamondon, and this musical is actually based on a novel by Victor Hugo, and Notre-Dame de Paris obviously is the cathedral of Paris. So to give you an idea of how successful the show was, it is still played today. And it gave us, as Starmania, a new generation of French and Québécois singers. Garou, Patrick Fiori, Julie Zenati, really big names as well. So, with this musical, you get to listen to songs such as Belle. Belle might be one of the only songs that is known by people today. But you got other ones as well. Le Temps des Cathédrales, Danse mon Esmeralda, there is a lot of songs in there. Obviously, it's a musical, right? Also, if you don't know the story, if you don't know the original Victor Hugo story, you will get the real one. Because if you have watched, yes, obviously it's the same story as in Disney as well. But it's not the same end. You have to watch it to understand. It's not as happy as a Disney. And to finish, if you want something a bit more recent, because I'll say that, I don't know, maybe Notre-Dame de Paris was the 2000s? I think something like this. And now the master, the genius of French musicals, if you will, is Attia. Is the new king, really. And because since the 2000, he has produced 8, I think, huge musicals, of which 3 were enormous successes. So in less than 20 years, he got 3 enormous musical success in France. We're talking in France. So you can check Les 10 Commandements, Le Roi Soleil, Mozart l'Opéra Rock. Mozart l'Opéra Rock seems to be known by a lot of people outside of France as well. And there is one at the same time as the Revolution as well, Les Amants de la Bastille. So you can check all of those. Okay, so now you have plenty of musicals to choose from, which is super great. But before you go, I want you to remember that it's not simply about watching movies and musical, and because that's not going to help you much, right? Yes, you will hear French, but you will be lacking practice. And I actually have a whole system to learn French with movies. And I presented in my course, The Art of Learning French with Movies. It's out since a few weeks already, I think a month and a half or so. And it is on offer this week. But here are a few tips to get you started already. First off is that when you are watching movies, it can be musicals, it can be videos, don't simply watch passively. Try to be actively listening, actively looking for vocabulary you don't understand. Because the more active you'll be, the better you'll remember the words and sentences you want to learn. And when I say active, I don't mean running in front of the musical. I mean actively engaging with the material. Second tip for you is to put the subtitles if you don't know. If the meaning is too hard to get, please put the subtitles. There's no need to just stay in front of something you don't understand a word of. That's supposedly how babies learn languages, but the thing is, you're not a baby anymore, right? So don't hesitate to put the French or the English subtitles, depending on your level. Remember, the goal here is for you to engage with what you are watching, and you really can't engage if you don't understand anything at all. If you want more tips like that, if you want a definite step-by-step system to learn French with movies, musicals, or video content, you can check out The Art of Learning French with Movies, and you get 20% off this week. If you want more advices like these ones on a lot more topics, you can subscribe to the emails. It's free and you'll get extra videos, podcasts, and more. That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.